What's up, YouTube? Hope you guys been out there building shit. Believe in what God gave you. Taking on some projects and building and fixing and creating. Learning new skills and taking on new projects. Feels really good. It builds up your self-esteem, builds up your self-worth. It's kind of what this channel is all about. So if you guys like that kind of message, go ahead and consider hitting that subscribe button for me. Otherwise, today's video, Samurai. We've got to remove the brake line bracket, we got to remove the bump stop bracket, we got to remove this shock bracket and get the frame plates installed. Tools you'll need: some sort of face shield or goggles, a mask for breathing, pliers for the brake line clip, hammers and chisel for prying off the different stuff after you've cut with the cut-off wheel. Same with this pry bar. It's just there because it was something that I was able to grab quick and easy, and it helped out a few times. And then line wrenches or the proper size wrenches to undo your brake lines. Pretty basic tools, guys. You don't need a lift, you don't need none of that stuff. I'm out here in a driveway and gravel, and just working right over the tire, and I was able to get it done. Undo your brake lines, the little clips off. Just grab them with a pair of pliers and give it a whack with a hammer. It'll pop them right out. Man, I hate fittings, brake fittings, stuff. Every time I deal with them, I basically just strip them out. So I end up just cutting them off, reflaring them, and redoing them. Threw the brake line into a jug, so I'm not dumping the stuff on. We got this side cut off, and then I did it until it broke off. I cut across the top, and I know I didn't hit the weld perfectly. It's kind of hard, and it's hard to get this end cut because you're hitting this too with the angle grinder. But now that I got the top cut, lined up on the frame, cut across there, I'm going to use a pry bar here, and I'm going to stick it between here and try to pry this one up and out without messing up the frame.
I'm curious to know what you got that bottle on there for.
To keep the drips of the brake fluid from...
Oh, that's what that is. I'm thinking that was the water inside there.
There's that, YouTube. We got that broke off there. And it kind of leaves this to collect whatever. Now, I've seen other people that just beat that plate up into there. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and cut it off just so that it doesn't trap mud and nastiness between there and cause rust and issues in the future. Got the sides cut. Put a little chisel in there. Got that bent down. I'll bend it some more. Make sure both sides are undone. Bend it back and forth until that last weld breaks. Oh, got that cut in there pretty good. I'm just whacking that in there with a hammer. I did have to clearance a little bit more on the bottom and cut it. It looks like it's separating right now. Figured out if you beat the sides in with a hammer after you cut it down, you can access the welds on that side better. So I was able to beat it up, and there we go. And the other side. First thing to remove is the brake line bracket. I cut the one side and just bent it until it broke off. On the bump stop, again, we went along the bottom of the frame here, did a line, and then I cut along the top. There is no welds on this side of it, so now it just bend out. I'll get a pry bar. Got in between there, pulling out on that. And then I used the cut-off wheel and I cut into the corners here, and so that I could beat these in with the big hammer, and then I was able to get into the sides with my cut-off wheel, and I was able to cut along the bottom with the cut-off wheel. So now all I've got is this top weld, and I'm thinking that I can bend this back and forth and break that top weld. Use the back of a hammer, and I was selective and I didn't press too hard, but I got it out that far by just prying out different spots. At that point, I just rocked it up and down and the top weld broke. Line fittings, the bump stops, and your shock mounts. Alrighty guys, so that's gonna wrap up this video. I got all the stuff cut off there. Next video, I'm gonna hold up the frame plates, kind of mark with a Sharpie where all I've got to grind, where all I've got to smooth down, and then I'm gonna start working on this flap wheel that I picked up, and I'm gonna start just cleaning up the frame and whatnot. I already made some clearance here, and cut off the bumper ends, and so that I can get in there at better angles and really clean up, I've got to remove this. But that's all for next time's video, so hit like, hit subscribe. Till next time, believe in what God gave you. Know that you guys can take on these projects. You guys can build your own Samurai. You guys can lift trucks, lower trucks, build things, fix things, create things. You know, just believe in your hands, guys. Know that you guys are just as capable as anybody else. Till next time, keep building shit.